Hi there, this is Questy, and welcome back to Shadows Awakening. When we last left off, we had just arrived at the border camp on the outskirts of the Temurian Wilds, the land of the furries. And we have our very own furry right here, Zar, who's going to give us access to this camp. So we're going to start by exploring the camp, and of course, we're locked out of our usual shenanigans with Evia and our horrible little goblin because they would obviously arouse a lot of suspicion amongst the furries. So we're going to get moving here. We've got more of these hulking badasses around, but our initial job is to talk to the border captain. Now we know we actually do have a quest here, so obviously this is part of our main quest, but we also have a quest to, I think, retrieve like an item list or something from these guys. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Obviously, we're probably going to have to talk to them first. We can try this.
From the look of your muzzle and withers, you're a pact keeper. I don't arm blood-packed wolves. Get out of here. Shoo!
I am Zar the Berserker. I am not of the Blood Pact. Besides, you will serve me because you clearly have no other patrons.
Zar, did you say? Like the famous warrior. I'm Landak, the weaponsmith. Don't waste my time, and I won't waste yours. What do you want, Wolf?
Okay, I mean, I know I have belabored this point. I get it. I'm carrying on a bit here. But if you had that voice actor, that fucking guy who's voicing Landak, you chose the guy to voice Zar, who sounds like the guy that voices Zar? I mean... Alright, yeah. I'm gonna try to not mention Zar's dumbass voice again for this entire thing. It just, now that I know that the guy who voices Landak lives and exists as a voice actor, why is his voice not Zar's voice? Mystery that needs to be solved. Anyway, let's hear more of his outstanding voice acting by hopefully checking into a few more options here.
You don't seem to have much stock.
Oh, think you're funny, do you, Wolf? No supplies from the Conclave for over a moon. No metal coming in from Corwynth. It's a bad time to be a Temurian weaponsmith.
Perhaps I can help.
For what? Money? Discounts? I don't give charity.
Like, okay, I know seconds ago I said I was going to stop talking about this, but the thing about it is, the way that that voice actor is doing the voice, he's managing to capture like a lower part of the register, and he's rolling the syllables a little bit. He's sort of, like he's figured out that because of the longer vocal tract that these wolves would have, their language would roll a little bit more. He just sounds fucking awesome. Whereas the other guy, like literally, I'll bet you with like a few days of just kind of practicing, I could probably pull off the fake ass voice that other guy is doing. No offense to him. I'm not going to look him up. Not going to find out. He's a great voice actor. He's just totally like, come on, man. You had Landak. Anyway, okay, this time for sure. That was it. That's it. I'm not going to talk about it again. Let's finish this conversation.
It's not charity when you pay for work, Landak.
Aye, you have a point. Fine. You can help me, Wolf. I need weapons, obviously. Temurian arms for preference. But I'll take Outland's weaponry too. Don't suppose you can read, Wolf?
Better than most of our kind.
Good, good. I picked up a little of that strange craft when I was trading with Corwynth. Admittedly, I only know the scratches for all the different weapons. But it's still pretty good for a wolf like us. Bring me all the weapons I've scratched onto these parchments. I'll pay you more than a fair price. I'll serve you, Wolf.
Okay, cool. Fetch quests. Gotta love them. Let's see what he's got. I've got a hair in my mouth, so I've figured out what I've got to offer this situation. All right, let's give it a shot here. let's just show usable items. I assume we're going to get some stuff for him, but I've got to say, like, weapon-wise, I'm real... Oh, hello. Okay, I was about to say, I don't think we're going to get any upgrades because we've got basically legendaries on everybody already, but this does look kind of interesting, to be honest. You can see that we do have I think we have a legendary upgrade on our little goblin guy. But this is still a Pierce upgrade. Although we don't have the option to bump this up to legendary because as you can see, it's at artifact status right now. I thought artifact has an I instead of an E in it. Huh. Anyway. So they've got like 3 slots and they're all full. So that means we don't have a slot that we can pop in here to bump its quality up to legendary. Probably not a big deal. This is still a pretty nice weapon, although the only thing it really has on there is the chance to slow, which is great. It's damage output, right? And here, nothing in particular that would be useful. And of course, no items for the Devourer because real world. Let's take a look around, though. I would imagine that equipping Zool is probably going to be Zool. Only Zool. Czar, I should say. He might have some upgrades here. We actually can't afford anything here. And that's probably going to be the story, right? Worn Taimurian suit. Blocked, though. Levels, yeah. Plus 12 armor. That's nice. I mean, that's a pretty good buff to defense rating. You know what, though? I'm kind of wasting time. Let's get the hell out of here. All right. So we've established that we actually can interact with these guys before we go ahead and talk to the captain. But I think we should probably get on that. Like, let's not dither around. What are you doing, man? This is just... Okay, so that's our way out, but we're going to have to talk first, I think. Let's see where he is. This is unclean. There's a lot of bodies laying around here, a lot of skellies. I actually sort of like these little furries we've got. Okay, we got a statue up here. Obviously I want to fuck with it. Can I, please? Thank you. I want to fuck with it, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it yet. I'm supposed to talk to the chief, and I don't know exactly where he is. Attack a Dark Fang. Okay, so there's a named guy. There's guards. I'm guessing that this is probably the right direction. Let's have a chat with this guy right here. I can't remember if this is the chief or not. I'm having a little thing here. I'm having a little thing. Let's maybe try to stand back a bit so we don't look quite so idiotic.
Oh, well. Attica Darkfang. You're still alive.
You came back. How dare you?
You've lost none of your zest, I see.
How dare you abandon your land in her hour of need, traitor! You think choosing exile somehow excuses your running away? Why? Why have you returned now?
I think he left behind some loose ends. Okay. So presumably, yeah, I remember the conclave from last time. I guess that must be potentially the rulers of these people, or I don't know. I'm getting a little bit lost in some of the lore. We get these big lore dumps, and then I wait a week, and then I play again. But yeah, we do need to talk to them, I guess.
I must speak with the conclave urgently. You must allow me to enter Taimuria immediately, Attica.
Don't call me that, traitor. You'll address me as captain. No one gets into Taimuria by this pass without my permission. You'd better have a damn good reason for running out on me, on us, or I'll see you executed.
Well, well, well. Okay, so here, I recall at the end of the last one, we found out about how the Conclave had taken some pretty crazy actions, which had ended up cursing the forest that's kind of their homeland. And so it looks like Czar had an issue with that, and that's why he betrayed or abandoned his people and his bitch over here. And that is a reasonable word to use in this particular context.
The curse that the Conclave unleashed at the end of the Accession Wars was unforgivable. Such terrible war magic. To sacrifice our very land merely to hold off defeat. How is Taimuria now? Has she recovered?
The curse remains. But her forests no longer echo with the cries of our cubs at play by moonlight. The conclave huddle within the walls of Dorotir and do nothing. You are fortunate, Tsar, that we have need of your talents. You may enter Teymuria, but you must pledge yourself to her service once more.
Okay, interesting. I don't know whether this is a viable option for us to sort of stay Ronin. But also, and this might be overthinking it again, this might not matter what he says, because as far as I understand, the vessels only have so much free will. So I don't think necessarily this would be a super meaningful choice from his perspective, but we'll say we will do it, because obviously what I'm picking up from Czar is that he really cared about his homeland, and he actually only left because they fucked it up on him. So let's try this.
I gladly renew my loyalty to Teymuria and those who serve her. Even in exile, my heart always yearned to see again her beauty, to bury my snout in her warm bosom.
Guard your words, Tsar. I will not let my men hear such talk, and these walls are thinner than they look. You have renewed your vows to your land. I am now your servant, just as you are Teymuria's, General Tsar. Well?
Okay, so I have immediately noticed that he has an option to initiate mating. Interesting. Didn't realize that we had such a furry component to the game. But let's just start at the top of this. We're getting a lot of these mega lore dumps, so it looks like we've got quite a bit to talk to our, I'm thinking former mate here. There's a little bit of weird rank stuff going on. That was a very quick reinstatement of this former exile. And the other thing that I would say is a little bit weird about this situation is that she is obviously inferior in rank because she's a captain. We are apparently a general. And yet she was able to simply declare our exile over and us back in charge of everything. Who knows how wolves work? Probably a little bit of butt sniffing and then they're off to the races.
Why does Teymuria need my talents now?
The Conclave's power has been shaky ever since the end of the Accession Wars. No one wants the Conclave to dissolve. It would mean civil war, tribe against tribe. But there are those who never recovered from the war, those who have nothing to lose. Among them, a band of werewolf berserkers who have been fighting a guerrilla war against the Conclave for months now. The last message I received warned of a possible attack on Dorotir itself. That was at the quarter moon. I fear the worst. You must go to Dorotir and stop them before they return Teymuria to her darkest days. Well?
Okay, again, and numerous apologies. I know I said I was going to stop mentioning this, but that voice actor is doing a pretty good job. But again, just really does not in any way match the physique or the presentation of the so we basically so far have Czar and we have Ataka, both of whom are primary characters. She is a main lore dump, and the fucking shopkeeper got the best voice actor out of the three of them so far. I'm just fascinated by that, as you can probably tell. Anyway, let's carry on.
I'll go to Dorotir and stop the werewolf berserkers. I shall give them a fair trial, if they will let me. Otherwise, the justice of the battlefield.
I knew Teymuria could count upon you, General. I shall order the gate to Teymuria opened whenever you are ready. What now, General?
Okay, this is one of those questions that is tremendously JRPG-like, where they just explain exactly who you are to you. But I suppose maybe there's no other way for them to explain why the fuck this interaction is going the way that it is.
Why do you call me General?
It's your rank now, didn't you hear? The Conclave made a big show of promoting you to General after the war. They spread some rumor about you having gone to avenge Teymuria's honor to explain your absence. They could not afford news of your self-imposed exile to spread. Far too embarrassing. Well?
Okay, all right. Okay, so they kind of talked their way around that one, actually. That's why he wouldn't know what was going on there.
Can the dark curse upon our land be lifted from her?
I fear not. The Conclave will not even say which shaman invoked this terrible war magic. Who could admit to betraying all that we Taimurians hold dear? Well, Tsar?
Okay, I presume this furless cub means potentially his other companions. Right, the merchant or noble's daughter that we rescued. Right.
I need your help escorting a furless cub to Kyalazar. She offers 1,000 silver for safe passage.
You are helping a human child. But of course, General, I will follow your orders. If this cub must be taken to our enemy's city, it shall be so.
Good. I should like to light a beacon to summon her here.
You may light the gate beacon whenever you wish, my general. Well, Tsar?
Okay, so that is that little quest up to date. Good thing we don't have to go back to pick her up. Okay, let's see here. This is probably another fetch quest.
How are you for supplies, Attica? Well provisioned?
Far from it. The Conclave has not sent a shipment for more than a moon now. The situation in Duratir may be desperate. Either that or they have forgotten us.
If you can give me a manifest, I will have the Furless send you what you need.
You're the second wolf to make me that offer. Is there something I should know about?
I serve Taymuria, Attica. In this, as in all things.
Here. These are the same scratches that were made last time to record my requests. Well, Tsar?
Okay, so that is covering that previous quest. So we're probably going to want to fast travel back just to cash that in. Now, look, these are the options to move to different areas. This is backtracking, I believe, and then this is forward. Now, I think it's come down to this. It's come down to clicking this option and seeing what happens. Forgive me for what I'm about to do.
I must have you, Attica.
I am not your whore, General! You cannot simply take me at your whim!
Forgive me, my captain. I've been away from Taymuria for many years now. I have not felt the fur of a she-wolf against me for so long.
You are an officer of Taymuria, Tsar. Act like one.
I cannot help it, Attica. When I see you, I remember those times. I cannot control myself.
Try harder, General. Well, Tsar?
Oh, damn. He's going to have to, like, lick himself until he settles down. Okay, he can just pursue this. You know what? I'm going to save Zara a shred of dignity here. And, not say that. But look at this other option that's just popped up here. Normally I want to exhaust my conversational options, but I do not want to share this information with her because I don't know exactly how tenuous this whole new general thing actually is. So I'm going to go and poke around the rest of the camp.
Elsewhere in the camp.
Very well.
All right. That's kind of an interesting little encounter we just had right there. And they did, I grudgingly admit, adequately explain why they were telling me that I was a general, and I didn't know that. Because apparently we probably were a famous person before, and our disapproval would have reflected very... All right, settle down, guys. Our disapproval would have reflected very badly on the actions taken by the Conclave, so they just basically hid the fact that I disapproved by naming me a hero or a general or whatever, and then saying that I went off on a mission assigned by them, basically. So that's probably going to come to a head at some point. Okay, we've got a cenotaph over here, so it looks like we're actually going to have to transit over there in the Shadow Realm. But I do want to just finish investigating this area here. And it looks like this is probably our beacon. So let's summon the snooty little noble's daughter.
A furless cub will arrive soon. She is under my protection. If any harm befalls her, you will answer to me.
Aye, sir.
Okay. Like we are the alpha of the... Okay, her arms are doing some really interesting shit right there. Oh, no, never mind. I thought it was like her one arm. She just has her arms folded there. Come on.
It will be returned to Kyalazar as soon as it can be arranged.
I should think so too.
Great interaction. I look forward to my next one. Okay, so we've handled that. I am going to now switch over and poke around this camp. Let's see if we have any caches of items or anything like that. We don't want to miss stuff. Yeah, see, here we go. Pays off. Probably not. I mean, it's probably all crap, but... Let's see here, and we should be able to get across to that waypoint, which means that we can jump back to the little cave where we found that merchant, and we can give him this list. That was another one of the items, and we can also give him the egg. I think we needed that phoenix egg for him. Was it a phoenix or a griffin? We needed the egg for him anyway. Okay, there's our stash. Sanctuary. We've got another shadow trader. Let's see. Let's shop with him, actually. You know what? We haven't really been looking in here. And there's really not much reason to look in here. I mean, that is a very minor improvement there. Yeah, this guy doesn't really seem to be selling much. That looks cool, if I'm honest. Yeah, never mind. He's selling some pretty cool shit. Which we cannot currently afford. Because we just... Okay, we'll have to remember to check in with him again. I wonder if he has a common inventory. Because he's always the same guy, right? So we'll have to see. Okay, we are headed back to the desert cave right now. And we're going to cash in, hopefully, everything. I don't know if I've crossed everything off the list. I'm not sure. That might be something that we need to head back and find Arashad. If we can.
Welcome back to Salin's Oasis Emporium. You have many questions, I'm sure.
I have a griffin egg, although it was not an easy acquisition.
You found an eerie and jagged peaks. Astonishing. As agreed, you may take anything you like from my store as a reward. Do you need some help?
So I think what that is I'm here to buy and sell. And just to be on the safe side, we're going to do that now. And then we'll cash the other one separately because I'm not sure that it would bank 2 rewards. I mean, probably it would, but, you know, hard to say, right? So let's just play it safe. All right. Tremendous amounts of garbage. This is actually an upgrade. Now, it tells me I can't afford it, but presumably I could just take it, right? So that's actually a little bit of critical immunity and improved defense by quite a chunk. That's crap. He, of course, can wear this as well, and probably it would make more sense for him because he is front and center. I do wish I could actually see his armor once again, but we do know that he's getting a buff where it counts, which is his defense rating. Let's check some other item slots, though, just before we make any calls here. Yeah, this stuff all looks pretty basic. We know he's not going to have anything. Okay, let's check cloaks. Okay, there's a little bit of extra defense here, but reduced attack. So both of them are damage dealers, so I'd rather have better attack than defense on them. The gloves look pretty shoddy, gonna say that. An elegant sash, you say? Look at that 5% move speed on this. That's actually kind of interesting. So we can all wear that. I'm tempted to just grab this. Somebody's gonna have, like you can see here, this is kind of an improvement for everyone. So we're gonna grab that. Do you want it as a free award? I do. All right, good. Okay, so let's close this interface and we're gonna talk to him again.
Welcome back to Saline's. Oh, you have many questions, I'm sure.
The captain was happy to provide a replacement manifest.
Really? You are an endless source of astonishment. You must take what you wish from my stall as your reward. What can I do for you?
Okay, so we got all the way down to belt. He's got nothing on hand in that category now. So let's move on to boots and we'll see what we have. Basically nothing. I mean, there is a tiny improvement here, but look at that survivability hit I'd be taking for it. I don't love that. All right, so that's not a good slot. Let's check out what we've got here. This is, I believe, what he's wearing. And this would give him a little life, but reduces attack rating. Let's see what's going on over here. So this would actually improve his offense, but look again, that survivability hit is not wonderful. And what she's wearing, I'm not 100% sure. But either of that looks pretty bad. I don't like it. This would give him a bit more attack. I just don't love that survivability dipping down. All right, what do we have here? That's actually quite a nice ring. That might be what we grab. Increased damage and casting speed. I mean, that's not too bad, right? Like, we don't have very many good rings. Let's just pull this one as a free reward. I don't think we're going to find much else that's really interesting here. He doesn't have any really epic items, so we'll just take that. Okay, so there we go. I believe...
Always a deal to be found at Saline. What can I do for you?
Okay, so have we resolved that entirely now? That would be a Chapter 2 side quest, wouldn't it? Lost cargo. Recover the last piece of lost cargo. He wants to get it back. Okay. I don't know where oh, bolts of silk. From their hiding place. Okay, well, we might actually go and find this because we weren't tracking it before, so we might have missed something pretty obvious, but we'll figure it out. We'll take a look here. Now, I did want to take a quick gander at that ring as well. Okay, so she's already wearing a serpent ring. It doesn't have cast speed on it, though. So I'm kind of interested in potentially giving it to her. Now, the other option, obviously, is to give it to our other mage, the lizard mage that we picked up. I have to say I bounced off of him a bit, though. I sort of thought that he'd have a little bit more control on the battlefield, but I noticed as soon as I actually wanted to debuff an enemy, the enemy was basically immune to all of his nonsense. So, you know, so far, brute force damage has been the way to go, and she is the solution for brute force damage right now. So we do have this ring here, which is giving us a little bit of extra mana regen, this Scholar's Ring. We kind of have a couple options. We could add essence to this and see if we make it better than this. So let's maybe do that first, because it's very cheap, right? It's that second essence slot is pretty cheap. Let's see what we can do here. So this would be increased damage. We don't necessarily want that. Okay, we could add even more mana. Oh no, it's locked because we already have it installed. Okay, we could add the casting speed buff, which is probably a good idea, or 100 hit points, or another 10% drop silver. I mean, that would interact with the other ring. But I think what we will do is actually just buff this with added cast speed. Okay, so that'll bring us up to the next tier, which, come on now. There we go. Okay, so he has, let's see, let's go back. Okay, so now, yeah, so we actually can add yet another essence to that. So I was probably wrong about not seeing a socket on those yellow items. They probably would have one if we were in here fiddling around. So either of these we could buff again. This one's cheaper, level 5. That makes sense. So let's yeah, this is the one we just got. That's the one we just buffed. So you know what? We could probably do that again. Let's try to maximize that cash return here. Where was it again? Yeah, okay, so this one here. So let's socket that. It's taking a little bit of money, but that's a pretty good ring now. For some reason, I'm having a little trouble getting it to refocus on that center field. Yeah, there we go. All right, nice. Okay, we made ourselves a good little item right there. Okay, and without any further ado, let's get going here. And we'll try to find out where it is that we need to be to recover that silk. I don't know if it actually even shows us here. Let's check here. Right. Different mouse button. Let's just take a quick look at the local area map for some of these spots, and we'll see if we can pick it up. I'm certainly not seeing a quest marker on here anywhere. We should be seeing it highlighted, I would think. All right, let's check the next one. This, of course, being where we were ambushed by those guys, so hopefully they've wandered off in the interim. Still no quest marker. So I wonder, is that all the way like in the damn it. There's just one of those things where they just change the interactions between right and left click depending on which area you're in. Yeah, still not seeing it. I don't know. Might be something I just end up looking up just to save myself from looking through these areas. It's like they're linear. I just have to be in the right one. And so, you know, we'll see. All right. Back to the board. Oh, for Christ's sake. Why am I not remembering? Back to the Borderlands. And we are going to call this episode as well. And then next episode, we're going to basically start exploring out the other side of these this area here. Oh, right. I can't select Evia, which I normally would. We do have these statues that are interactive, so I don't know exactly what they do yet, but I'm going to have to take a look at that when I get a chance here. Ooh, hello. Oh, right. Yeah, because this is just an area that's only accessible by our shadow guy. But anyways, we are just over half an hour, so I'm going to call this episode. It ended up being primarily, well, entirely ended up being conversations, but that's going to happen every once in a while. We found out a little bit more about Czar here. We are now General Czar, and we'll be probably entering the cursed woodlands of Teymuria in the next episode. Until then.